to episode 15 of the NoodlKnits podcast. I'm Z, and you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram as NoodlKnits. There's a Ravelry group for the podcast, and you can find that by searching NoodlKnits podcast under the groups tab on Ravelry. I have a knit along going on over there, so you might want to join. And I guess that's it. I'm NoodlKnits on Twitter too. I don't do much there, but if you want to follow. Oh, show notes can be found for this episode and all past episodes. Can be found at noodleknits.wordpress.com. I also post the episodes there. And then if you're watching this on the blog, you can find me on YouTube as NoodlKnits. And I also have an Etsy shop, which is just NoodlKnits. You could just search NoodlKnits, I guess. So if you are a new viewer, thank you so much for stopping by and welcome to the show. I hope you like it and come back. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks so much for coming back time to time. It really means a lot. You guys are what really keeps me going. So, thank you. And let's get on with the show. And it's an older FO that I showed, I don't even know how many episodes back, maybe like 4 or 5. And, but I finally blocked it. So this is the Oaklet shawl. All that sparkle or sequins, and the lace really shows now. Okay, and now on to whips. Let me just fold this back up, sorry. Okay, there. Now on to whips. I have got, first of all, I will show the little red one, which I actually just kind of have in a tote bag right now because I wanted to use the project bag. So this is on hold for the moment, and it's actually on scrap yarn because I had just tried it on Rowan, which if you want to see those pictures, I think they're all on Instagram. So here it is. It doesn't look like much, but it actually is long enough now that I can start the ribbing, which is why it's on hold. I need to get, I've been doing the body on, excuse me, on US 5 needle, which is a 3.75 millimeter, and I'm planning on doing the ribbing on a 3.5 millimeter, which is a US 4, and I actually need to get that size for my interchangeable set. This is where I was last time I showed you, which was last week, which is, before I had separated off for the sleeves, and then just after that I showed you I separated the sleeves, and then this just flew off the needles. This is Yarn Fair Stripes DK weight. It's 25% wool and 75% acrylic, and it's really wonderful to work with. It's soft, but I'm not going to say that it's like really super soft or anything. It's just there's something about it that runs through your fingers. It's amazing. It's really wonderful. Okay. And these are 50-gram balls. I don't know how many yards or meters or anything, but it's 50-gram skeins, and this is shade number 56517, which is red, gray, brown. And so far, this has taken 2 skeins, so I'm gonna have plenty of that left over to do a matching hat or something. And this little progress keeper I actually got from a friend, which I could talk about in Sash Enhancement, but I'll just talk about it now since I've got it out. She got it at Yarndale. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so moving on. Let me get a drink of my water. My tea. Where's my brain? Okay. Other whips. I'm still working on the little Tushy socks, but I have been, up until Tuesday, I was monogamously working on the little red one, so I haven't done any work on little tushy socks, but yesterday I cast on a cow for my sister. I'm not following a pattern for this. I am just doing some techniques that I wanted to try and that I liked, so this is what I've got so far. I cast on 120 stitches on a US 8 for the ribbing, because I'm going to do ribbing and then either a stitch pattern or stockinette and then ribbing again. I haven't decided on a stitch pattern, so there's a good chance I might just do stockinette. The yarn is from Hobby Lobby. It is Yarn Bee Ashley in the Limelight colorway. So, I've cast on 120 stitches. No, 122, I think. I kind of feel like I accidentally cast on an extra stitch though, but it's really not a big deal. And I did a tubular cast on. I don't know if that'll like show or if it's gonna just focus on me, but you can see it. The cast on just kind of rolls over this edge, so I really like that. And this is the first time I've ever done tubular cast on. And I'm also going to do tubular bind off. And I'm just doing 2x2 rib, and I'm doing a cabled rib. And it's kind of hard to see because I'm so fresh from cast on, but these are kind of twisted right here. You can see that, I think. There's that. I cast that on. And then I'm still working on row and stocking. Haven't got any progress on that either. So there's that. That's all my whips. On to plans. The yarn I showed last week. It had to have been last week. It just feels like it's been a lot longer since then. Was the Bergère de France Magic Plus, which was the green, and Baltic, which was the gray. I decided what I'm going to do with that. Last week I was thinking about a sweater, but I've decided to do a sweater vest for Rowan. I think it would be really fun for the holidays, so I'm kind of just perusing patterns of like vests for kids, and I'll just come up with my own stripe pattern since I only have 2 of the green and 3 of the gray. So we'll see how that goes. I've never done a vest before, so I'm excited to try that. And also in plans, we'll just throw this in here. I have a drop spindle coming. I'm really hoping it comes today. And when it gets here, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be able to wait until the next episode to show it in Smooshy Goodness first. So I'll probably tear into it and start. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on how to do it, so I'm really excited to get going on that. So then, if it gets here today, well, anytime, whenever it gets here, it'll be before next episode. So I will, by next episode, have a new little segment on spinning, and I probably won't have something to say about that every week, just because I probably won't have fiber to spin every single week, but I'll at least add in that section and so whenever I do have something to talk about on spinning, I will talk about it. So I'm really excited about that, and that's kind of, I guess, in plans. On to Smooshy Goodness. I got a really wonderful package this week. My friend went to Yarndale, and so she sent me a bunch of stuff that she had got me at Yarndale, and then also some stuff that she had just been kind of collecting for me, I guess. So I got this really wonderful package on Monday, and thank you, Samantha. So I first want to talk about these. These are Susan Bates tipping points, and I would like to try these and possibly review them because I think they're a really clever idea. They come with 3 different tip sizes, or tip, what's it called? I don't know, I'm just going to say sizes. So one of them is blunt, and one of them is sharp, and one of them is medium. I think that's really cool. However, I obviously haven't even busted these out yet because when I got it, this package right here, I don't know, you're not going to be able to see that, but it's broken. This plastic is broken in. And then on the needles is supposed to be, this is a US 4, you can see, that's a 3.5 millimeter. And down here, you can see these are the other tip points, and there's this blunt and this is sharp. And on these is supposed to be medium. Well, this one right here is medium in a US 4. This one is blunt in a US 6. It doesn't even fit the needle. It has a lip. So I had to call, what's it, Coates and Clark, which they are the distributors of Red Heart Yarn and Susan Bates stuff, and they have a lot of stuff like that. Anyways, I had to call them so that they could send me a replacement. And the first woman that I got on the line with, I guess she was kind of just a directive or something. Like, I think she just kind of directed people where they needed to go. And so I get on the phone and I tell her the problem. I tell her, okay, so this is what I've got, and it came with a US 4 sharp and a US 4 blunt, and on the needles it's got a US 4 medium and a US 6 blunt. And she says, so what's your question? And it really caught me off guard, because I thought that was pretty obvious if I just said that one of them is US 4 medium and one of them is US 6 blunt. I thought it was pretty obvious what my problem was. I'm assuming she wasn't a knitter and wasn't familiar with the product. But she was really rude about it, and it kind of threw me off. But honestly, she might have been having a bad day or something. I don't know what was going on in her home life, so it's whatever. I'm not going to chalk that up to this is how Coates and Clark's customer service is. No, she was probably just having a bad day. But she transferred me over to quality, and I get on the phone with this woman, and she says, hi, I just got a call from you, and I tell her the problem. All I had to say was that one of them was a US 4 medium, one of them was a US 6 blunt, and she says, oh, that's not good. And she just knew immediately. And so she took my address and is shipping me out a new one, thankfully. So I should have that by next week, hopefully. Anyways, enough of that. Let's onto yarn. Okay, this is what I was given from Yarndale. Look at this pretty bag. I wanted something from Edith Cottage Yarns because I have been following her on Instagram forever now, and she has such pretty yarn. So my friend came through and got me something from Eden Cottage Yarns. So here's the ball tag, and this is the Titus 4-ply base. It's a sock yarn, and it is 75% merino wool and 25% silk, and it's 436 yards. And the colorway is Alpine. Isn't that so pretty? That color is showing up, I would say pretty much true. Maybe just a little bit duller, but you can really see the luster on camera, I think, of the silk. And this is amazing. It is so soft and squishy and wonderful, and it's definitely going to be a shawl because it will just have a beautiful drape with that silk. And originally I was thinking it was destined for oaklet, but I decided I didn't really, for the way I was going to wear the oaklet, I didn't like this so much. It's not terrible, and I keep coming back to thinking I'll do oaklet, but that's just not my favorite. That spine, for the way I would wear it, which is around my neck. So I don't know, but we'll see. So I've been kind of perusing shawl patterns, and nothing's really caught my eye yet, but isn't that pretty? Okay, so that's the first yarny thing. The second one is that she's got me this skein of undyed from Chester Wool Company. They're singles. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a single ply. And it is merino singles sock base, and it's 366 meters, which I think is about 400 yards, about. And it's 100% superwash merino, and this is really nice. It's really squishy, And it's undyed because I wanted to try my hand at dyeing. And so she dyes, my friend does, just kind of recreationally. And so she wanted me to be able to try dyeing, and I have decided to try my hand at dyeing by using Kool-Aid and food coloring. I've seen a lot of videos on it, and I want to try that. So that's what that's going to be for. And then I think I'm going to use it for mittens. I really want to do the foraging mittens by Molly from Homespun House. And this I keep pulling out too. I keep pulling these out and squishing them and putting them on my face. And there's that. And then she sent me, this is Debbie Bliss Rialto DK weight, which is 100% extra fine merino superwash wool. And it's really soft and plump. I mean, look at how plump these strands are. They are really round and wonderful. And I forgot what this colorway is. I picked it out and now I can't remember what it is. It says color 23066. I know it has a name. I think it's pale pink or vintage pink or something like that. I don't know, something. I got 2 skeins of this, which is, it says 105 meters for 50 grams. So I think together it's 200 something yards. But I got 2 skeins, and this will be for the Ponderosa hat by Melody of the Mandarins podcast. So I've already got that pattern printed out and ready to go. I just need to get the needles for this. So, but that's okay because I have other things that I would like to get done too first before I start that. And I would show you the hat, but like, because I have the pattern printed out, but I didn't print out the front page, which is just the picture of the hat, because I was using my in-laws printer and I didn't want to use up all their ink, so I don't have a picture of it. And then she sent me this giant skein of chunky, isn't it pretty? It's called Sparkle Two-Tone. It's just called Sparkle, I guess. And there's a glare. I'm not going to be able to break that glare, sorry. But it's called Sparkle. And it is 70% acrylic, 13% polyamide, and 17% metallic. It's soft, but that shine is really pretty. And I was thinking it would be really good for like a really chunky, fun cowl. But then I sent a picture of it to my best friend, and she died. She just had to have it. So she just really loved it. She was like, oh my goodness. And so I'm going to send this to her as a gift. Re-gifting it, I guess, but she will love it. So I hope she uses it for her and not for her daughter. But so there's that. And I think that's all of the yarn that I got. So now look at this thing. Okay, this is my birthday present. My birthday is not until December, you guys, but she went ahead and got it early. But this was my birthday present, Samantha. Isn't this beautiful? This is a Luli bag. So that's Shop Luli on, I have a card. That's Shop Luli on Etsy. Spelled like this. This is her large size. She doesn't have any of these in her shop right now. I got the last one. And isn't it beautiful? Look at these foxes. I mean, even Tyler likes this one, you guys. I think he really liked the foxes one. And then it's got, you know, on the bottom, there's hedgehogs and squirrels and an owl. And it's just really kind of like foresty and fall, I think. And then all the foxes on the top. And it's a drawstring bag. And it's got like these really sturdy ropes, which I like. Because a lot of drawstring bags use, or the ones that I have, use the cloth pulls. I like these like sturdy rope ones. Okay, this is the large bag. This thing is massive. I would like flip it over because I can probably fit it on my head, but it's full of stuff. And this is the inside. Look at this, is pretty little detail. And this thing is made out of really sturdy material. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar enough with types of fabric yet to know what kind of fabric it is, or to be able to think of something and say maybe it's that. But it's got these pockets in it. Okay, I'm going to try and show you the inside of this without dumping everything out. So it's got 4 pockets. So here's one, and then down here. And last night, I'll post a picture on Instagram, but last night I had, I've got 2 projects in here right now, if you can see it. I've got the stocking and the wool down there, or the yarn, and then here's the cowl, and I've got it separated into its own pocket. I'm really trying, guys, I'm sorry. So see, that's my cowl, or my sister's cowl, and then this is the stocking over here, and I've got them in pockets. And then on my other pockets I've got notions and needles and stuff. It's great. And last night I had these 2 projects and also a sock project bag. My Mina Makes bag with Rowan socks in it. I also had that in here, which was awesome. And before I put all this stuff in here, I had Rowan's sweater. So I had all of the yarn for Rowan's sweater, which I think I still have six skeins left. I had all of those in the bottom and then the sweater on top, and it fit perfectly. So I really love this bag, and I kind of just want to carry it around and like put my wallet in there and carry it around instead of my purse with all of my knitting. But then I think people would think that I've gone a little overboard and that I might need an intervention. So I haven't done it yet. But I am loving this. So if you're in the market for a new knitting bag and you want a big one, I would definitely say go to her shop, because this is amazing. And it's got a strap which matches the bottom fabric. And it's a pretty large strap. I personally can fit it all the way up here, but I have really little arms, like kind of pathetic arms, so I can fit it all the way up here. And but it would be comfortable here too. I wouldn't say it'd be a good wrist strap just because the bag is like monstrous, but carrying it on an elbow would be good, and then you could knit out of it. And she also has other sizes, and they all have pockets too, which I think is a really great feature of the bag, is that it's got these dividing pockets. Anyways, let's move on, talk about something else for a minute. Okay. Also at Yarndale, I'm kind of being weird and keeping this in a package of tissues because I don't want it to break, but she got me this little ceramic elephant button, which I had actually seen on Instagram and showed her a picture of it. I think that's why she got it for me. It's just one button, but I'll find something to do with it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, because it's beautiful, and I might not actually use it as a button. I might find a way to turn it into a necklace, but it's ceramic, and it is from Susan Sharp Ceramics. This is all of her info. And, I don't know, but, I mean, I love elephants, so this was really perfect. And the way it's glazed, it's got, like, some hearts over here, and like a little swooshy flower thing. It's beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? There's that I absolutely adore. I have to scratch my nose, I'm sorry. And then she got me these, and she got herself some octopus ones. Little kitty snips from Hiya Hiya. They're so cute. I have to get Kayla some now, because she loves cats. These would be super safe on an airplane. And they're really sharp. They cut yarn without an issue. The only issue is that since they're so small, you might have to like snip one little ply of the yarn because it missed it, because it slipped out or something. And then they've got a little cap. And it's got like a little keychain thing, so if you wanted to put it on a keychain or something, or if you wanted to put it on a zipper, use it as a zipper pull. But I love these because I've got this little, sorry for all the noise. I've got this little thing that I keep some of my notions. I keep some of my notions in here, and then I keep some of my notions. Before I got this, I kept all my notions in here, but in this little, I guess it's like a pill box, but it was actually marketed. I guess if I had just bought a pill box, it would have been cheaper, but this wasn't very expensive. It's, I think it's Nancy's Perfect Notions case or something, but I had ordered this and got me and Kayla both one. And so I've got like those little ringy type stitch markers in there, and then progress keepers in here, and then other little kind of ringy kind of stitch markers, and then I've got all of my like prettier stitch markers in there. And then I've got some stitch markers in here that are like too big to fit in these little ones, decorative ones. And then this white circle thing is something for crochet. And then I've got cable needles in there and darning needles. And if you can see it, those scissors fit in this thing, which I love, 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 love that. Okay, Rowan got up and was really hungry, so, and then she sent me some tea, which is actually what I'm drinking this morning. It's rose garden tea. And it's really good with or without sugar. And I looked it up. It's black tea with rose petals and rose flavoring, and it's wonderful. It's amazing. So I recommend you try it. If you're into that kind of thing, I guess. I don't know. It tastes like roses. It's like, you know how roses smell? That's what this tastes like. And that's what this smells like. It's really wonderful. So, speaking of tea. Anyways, I think that's all for Smooshy Goodness this time. And then whenever I get the drop spindle, I'll tell you guys all about that. I'll post it on Instagram. So if you follow me there, you'll see it. And so I guess that's it. For chatter this week, I don't have a whole lot to say, I guess. The weather, I'm wearing a sweater now, but that's because in the mornings my house is pretty chilly. It gets pretty chilly at night, but the day warms up, and like the past couple of days and today, the high is in the 90s Fahrenheit. And it kind of frustrates me because I'm like, it's October and I'm ready for it to cool down and be cold. But I guess for people who aren't big on the cold, it's great weather. I just am ready for it to be nice and chilly. I don't do well in the cold. I get cold really easily, and it takes a while for me to warm up, but I don't mind piling on the layers. And usually when I get really cold, I'd rather just kind of like hang out around the house, but that's kind of what you're supposed to do when it's cold, is just hang out around the house and bundle up. So I wish it would just get cold. Anyways, that's all I've got this week. So thank you guys again for tuning in. It really means a lot. And I hope I see you guys next week. And have a great week. Happy knitting.